Hello, aloha. I'm excited to bring you this teaching / meditation. It's called What You Can't Get Away With. And I'm recommending that you close your eyes and just go into meditation mode, even though this is also a teaching. Can we learn to use our mind and be in stillness at the same time? So just breathing, my loves. Breathing in. Breathing out. So so many of us so-called spiritual types get lost in the question of just how much we can create our own realities, at least to some degree, and how much we should just surrender, just be at peace with what is. And of course, because we are dualistic, because we are human, we use these seeming opposites to feel even more guilty. Guilty because we think we should be able to create a perfect reality, while simultaneously guilty because we think we haven't surrendered enough. And of course, the real answer is that there is a place of integration where it isn't either or. Breathing. And so once we remember that we are love, lover, and beloved, as the Sufis teach us, I'll say that again. We are love, we are lover, and we are the beloved. Then we also realize that we are the creator, the created. And we are all the possibilities, all the potential of creation. And when we get to that point, there's absolutely no conflict between being and doing, or between being human or divine. But until we are fully integrated into being divinely human, here are some thoughts that might help you stay in balance. But first, remember to breathe. So first, if you want to be the receiver of God's blessings, if you want to focus on being the created rather than the creator, simply go into perfect stillness. Perfect stillness. And find that empty place inside of you. I find mine just below my belly button. But you'll find yours maybe someplace else. But there's a place, an empty place inside you. A place of all possibility. A place where there's no struggle, no choosing, just awareness. The place where no decisions need to be made. Can you find that inside yourself? A place where no thought needs to happen. And as you become aware of your breath, fill up your lungs with possibility. Fill up your mind with possibility. Fill up your heart with all possibility. And breathe into that place of anticipation. Breathe into all possibility, but with absolutely no anxiety. No choosing of this or that. Sink into the sweetest place of knowing. Knowing that all things are possible. And that the divine is choosing for you. Just remember that the little you, the personality, does not need to decide. Just bask in the certainty that your soul will make the choices. Do you get that? You don't have to do anything. Your soul will make the choices. And your spirit, it will take care of the details. And then there'll come a time when you finally realize that you are the expression of your soul. Oh, you are the dance of your spirit. And you are being created by divine wisdom, divine intent. Now, if you want to be the creator, which we're learning gradually, you'll need to change your focus from that place of perfect stillness where you look inside at the place of all possibility. And when you're the creator, you choose one of those. You look at all the options and you say, oh, this would be fun. This would light me up. And you choose that one. And the good news is that it doesn't matter what you choose. It doesn't matter what you do or don't do. But this particular option needs to call to you. It must just light you up and fill you with the pure intent. It wants to grab your passion and direct your energy, your passion towards this new creation. And again, it doesn't matter what you choose. But this choice must flow through you, not with effort, but with ease. In fact, I often tell my students that it must flow through you with inevitability. That wasn't right. Flow through you with inevitability. And when you are in that place of creative inevitability, I call it the place of coarseness. Of coarseness. And then it is true that you can create whatever you're inspired to create. You can trust whatever urges arise. You'll like this one. You can eat whatever foods you desire. And even better, you can make love. And you can co-create with whoever lights you up. If there is no struggle. If you're not trying. If you are wide open to your deepest truth. If your body is feeling absolutely vital and unconstricted. If you are merging with that source, the creator that you are becoming. If you are acting as love personified, if you are being your divine self, then yes, you're of course a creator, and you will consciously create exactly what you want. But if you're not open to your deepest truth, and if you do whatever you want to do out of habit or desperation or fear or guilt, then your desperation and your fear and your guilt will only increase. For example, if you compulsively and mindlessly eat the carbs, when your energy is not running free, is not unconstricted, when you eat in order to try to fill an inner emptiness with junk food, when you are actually craving a much, much deeper nourishment, then your hunger will not be met, no matter how many French fries you consume at a sitting. Energy in the form of food will never be processed, and your true hunger will be driven deeper. Or, when you're trying to change your life, if you are creating from fear rather than from anticipation, then you will create a life that is based on escape from what is, rather than anticipation of what wants to unfold. And your creations will not serve you. They will not make you happy. And if you make love without involving, without merging your heart and your mind and your spirit as well as your body, if you have sex instead of making love, if you feed only the physical part of yourself and only the physical part of that other person, then you will never be satisfied, and both of you will need more and more, and that will satisfy you less and less. Breathing. So please remember, old dreams can only be realized by sleeping people. You can sleepwalk your way through life, always hungry, always searching. But you can't get away from old habits once you're awake. Because once you are awake, there is no karma. But as long as you still believe in karma, then there will be instant karma. The habits will return. Do you understand what I'm saying? That when the body and the mind were dense and were asleep, it could take years or lifetimes for the lessons, for the karma to filter through the density. But now that you're waking up, lightening up, energy moves quickly, and results happen instantly. And so once you begin to wake up, being out of integrity really, really hurts. Do you hear that? That the more awake you are, being out of integrity hurts more and more. And so once you're awake, you can't get away with the old habit of pretending to be broken or limited, because you are not, because you never were. But now that you're waking up, you must become more of yourself, or you will always be uncomfortable, restless, dissatisfied. So excellence of yourself is now a permanent requirement, because it hurts to be less than your true self. You can't get away with doing anything that dims you down, anything that constricts your joyous life force. So please, breathe into your human fear of coming above radar. Gently observe your very human need to belong to the tribe, to be liked, to be honored. Watch your mind rearrange the truth, lying to yourself, so that you can still stay asleep. And then once you do realize this, do whatever needs to be done, no matter what, no matter how difficult. Because you can't get away with lowering your vibration. Now, what I'm saying is that any emotion, any feeling is just fine, as long as it's honored, as long as it's conscious. You can be sad, you can be scared, you can be angry, you can be jealous, you can be mean. But don't resist it, and don't glorify it. Just observe each emotion as it passes through. Latching on to any emotion, even happiness, will stop the flow, will cause suffering. Don't hold on to anything you're feeling. Just observing is what works. Just observing that right now you happen to be feeling this or that. Just observing will lead to peace, will lead to wonder. Whatever you are feeling, just let it be. But you don't have to act it out. At this stage, you definitely cannot get away with projecting onto others. No one else, and I repeat that, no one can be the reason for your happiness or your sadness, for your success or your failure. Once you're waking up, you realize that there's really no one out there. No one to validate you, no one to betray you, no one to leave you, no one to find you, no one to keep you safe. And finally, you can't get away with doing anything that you wouldn't want done to yourself. This is the basic law expressed in every culture, every religion. I'll give you a few of them. The Babylonian Talmud says, "What is hateful to thyself, do not do to another." This is the whole law of the universe. The rest is just commentary. And the ancient Greeks said, "Do not do to others what angers you, if it is done to you by them." And the Mahabharata says, "This is the sum of all true righteousness. Deal with others as thou wouldst thyself be dealt by. Do nothing to thy neighbor which thou wouldst not have him do to thee hereafter." And when the king asked Confucius if there was one word which might serve as the rule of practice for everyone's life, the master said, "Is not reciprocity such a word? What you do not want done to yourself, do not do to others." And I would add, even more importantly, that it goes even deeper. What you would not do to others, do not do to yourself.